Indianapolis Colts 40, Las Vegas Raiders 6. Colts moved to 4-1. They're a powerhouse now. Raiders 1-4. Was a close game until Geno started throwing interceptions. First one, not necessarily his fault. A little but in the red zone again. Yeah. Tip pass, interception.
Latu's second interception of the year.
Yeah, Latu Island is alive and well. Two interceptions.
This one was less impressive than the first one, which in and of itself was not the most impressive coverage play you'll ever see.
Just landed in his hands.
Yeah.
But Latu, with his second interception is like Aiden Hutchinson's rookie year where he just had random picks. But, yeah, man, Colts look good again. Jonathan Taylor with 3 touchdowns on the ground. And, of course, Amir Abdullah had one as well because that guy's still going. Yeah. Daniel Jones looking good again, 20 of 29 for 212 and 2 passing touchdowns.
Jones looking great. The game got so out of hand that we got Anthony Richardson football late in the game as well. Like the first interception, kind of unlucky. Well, unlucky for Geno. Second interception, that's awful. Like one of the worst interceptions. The corner was jumping it from like 10 yards away. And you're obviously staring down that play because it's a one-read throw essentially. So and it's in your eye line. You're literally watching the corner jump that from 10 yards away and still throw the ball right at him. It's like, do you remember it reminded me a little bit of the Peyton Manning's interception in the Super Bowl against the Saints, where it was like it was coming from so far away. How do you not pull that back?
Ran that little in route. Tracy Porter jumped it.
And this was way worse than that. But it's like, how do you?
This was like a little stick route against, I didn't double check the coverage, but it looked like they were just playing simple cover 2. Like 2 Colts could have intercepted it.
Yeah, but the guy further back was like breaking on that from 10 yards away, was running right at Geno the entire way. Like you had to have seen him. And instead he's just like, let's fire it anyway.
So I was about to unleash a take.
Okay.
That Geno's interceptions were slightly unlucky.
Now, before that happened?
Understand what I mean by luck. Luck can be described in many ways.
No, there's no nuance.
Did he throw the ball to the defense many times through the first 4 weeks of the season? Yes. But as we said on the show on Thursday, every single time he did that, it was caught. Usually, your luck goes the other way. Got away with one there. Tyreek Stevenson doesn't make a diving interception. He hits his hands, and we're like, Geno got away with one. He hasn't gotten away with anything.
Right.
And then he has the tipped pass, which is legitimately unlucky.
Yes.
You can't tell where a batted pass is going to go. It goes lands in Latu Island. And then, as I'm thinking this in my head, and luckily didn't put it out there, he throws the ball straight into double coverage, and I think that offsets everything else. I mean, Geno's been pretty bad as far as taking care of the ball. The interception numbers are maybe slightly inflated because usually you have a drop in there, but it's like he's earned all of those. He's thrown the ball to the defense a lot this year. And then the Colts took advantage. They blocked a punt in there as well. And the other thing the Colts are doing, that they do look very good offensively, and Jones looks very good. Just a couple key plays, like Josh Downs weaving through the defense on a 3rd and 12 to convert. That helped set up the Tyler Warren touchdown. I thought Daniel Jones' touchdown pass to Michael Pittman in the back of the end zone on a scramble drill was fantastic. I think the two things that are true here is the Colts offense looks good within structure, and if you describe Daniel Jones as he runs the offense, he's going to hit the open guy, like he's done that extremely well. I've been impressed with what Daniel Jones has done outside of structure, whether that big third, it was like a 17-yard scramble a couple weeks ago that kept a drive going, scramble drill touchdown to Pittman. Jones is playing well inside and outside of structure, and that's new that part's new for Jones. I think being that consistent in both phases of the game. So he's elevating the team while also taking advantage of the group of playmakers and the offensive line that he's had that's been really good in pass protection. Hey guys, real quick, only 40% of our viewers are actually subscribed, so let's change that. Hit that subscribe button, and now let's get back to the action.
Yeah, I mean, the touchdown to Pittman is a great example of, that's just not painting by numbers, executing the offense, going where Shane Steichen says to go with the football, and he can make that happen. He's on the run. It's a tight window. That's a great touchdown throw in any circumstance within any offense. That's Daniel Jones adding value on top of whatever's there in terms of the offense. And look, the offense is giving him a lot as well, but yeah, he's making some plays as well on top of that. That's absolutely part of it. The Geno Smith thing is tough because I think we said previously the turnovers are not necessarily the thing to focus on overall this year. Like, the bigger problem is that outside of the turnovers, where he's been a little bit unlucky in terms of everything he's done badly has been punished, it's that the baseline is terrible. Like, it's the throws outside of the turnovers that are the big problem. But then you get plays like this where it's like, okay, but that turnover is inexcusable. Like, in addition to not playing well between the turnovers, you can't have that throw at all. I mean, what are you doing? Like, you are a long-term veteran quarterback. That is of the type. Like, if a rookie threw that ball, you would be like, what were you doing?
He's got 9 interceptions through 5 weeks. They're all pretty valid.
Yeah.
Other than the tip. But like you're saying, there's also just not enough value add on the other side.
So you're now looking at this quarterback as a guy that's like, if you're throwing that football, I mean, that's a rookie level mistake. And now you're like, Geno's played pretty terribly so far this year. There's no signs of him like pulling out of this tailspin. This is becoming one of the more confusing careers in NFL history, where like he was a bust to begin with, crapped out of a starting job essentially. The league was done with him to the point where he spent years in the wilderness as just a backup, and then randomly gets an opportunity to start again. Looks fantastic for a while. Plays pretty well for multiple years, even though the numbers, like the box score numbers, got worse. And then the Raiders bring him in. You're like, well, the Raiders are immediately significantly better just from having Geno and Pete Carroll back in the mix. And Geno goes back to being like New York Jets Geno.
Yeah, and look, I think there's an element of we've seen him play much better in the last 3 years. Played much better than he has right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not ready to write off the Raiders as at least competitive. Like when they play their division games against the Chargers again and the Broncos and the Chiefs, like can they be competitive and give them a good game? And Geno Smith can do what he's done before, which is, he might make a few mistakes, but like he's going to at least add some value throwing the ball down the field and being aggressive. And by the way, they got Ashton Genty going again.
Yeah.
Hit him on a nice little wheel route. He looked pretty good running the ball. Again, it just didn't matter because the game flow got out of hand. So I think the Raiders can still be competitive, but they got to get better quarterback play. Geno Smith's been terrible through 5 weeks.
Agreed. And look, it's worth at least pointing out that Brock Bowers finally sat down this week with the knee injury he's been dealing with. Like, he hasn't had a healthy Brock Bowers for basically the entirety of the season. He wouldn't be in a lot of offenses, but Brock Bowers is the number one receiving weapon in this offense, right? Like, he's been without his number one receiver effectively for the entirety of this year. They're missing some other players as well. So it's not all. I mean, his supporting cast isn't as good as we thought it would be heading into this year, even outside of, what you're going to get in rookies and Dante Thornton and Jack Besh and those types of things. But Geno has got to play better than he's been playing.
So also notable in this game from a Colts perspective, again, every week I just read their playmakers, and you just look at the way they distribute the ball, and they get everybody involved. You've got Josh Downs had 4 first downs on his 6 catches, and Tyler Warren had the 4 catches and a touchdown. Michael Pittman had that touchdown, 5 catches. They also used Ashton Doolin a lot more in this game, and he stole A.D. Mitchell's snaps. So they put Doolin in there. He had 5 targets, 2 big catches for 55 yards for Doolin. Really nice downfield plays, cover 2 shot and a contested catch. And so it looks like he's replacing A.D. Mitchell a week after.
It's probably smart.
It probably is smart. And A.D. Mitchell ran like 2 routes, and I saw on one of them, when Anthony Richardson came in during garbage time, there was a miscommunication. And he's on the sideline being like, I thought I saw him check. And I'm like, again, I don't know who's wrong. Yeah. I just know that A.D. Mitchell's a part of
all of them.
Someone's wrong on almost every pass to A.D. Mitchell. And when it's not, it feels like a minor miracle.
It's not conclusive, but there's a lot of circumstantial evidence that you're involved in this. I would say at the very minimum, it is smart to at least A/B test what happens if we take A.D. Mitchell out of the lineup versus just another receiver. Doesn't even matter who, just anybody else, and see, do we get better? I'm not saying it's AD's fault. I'm just saying if we run the same things and we get better results, is it worth at least considering dropping him from the lineup?
And I made the joke somewhere, like when the Chiefs were losing all those games in funky fashion in 2023.
Yeah.
And it was like Kadarius Toney lines up off sides or he drops a pass for a pick 6. And it's like if you just eliminated just the Kadarius Toney mistakes, like the Chiefs might be undefeated.
Right.
I'm not saying the Colts are that level of juggernaut right now, but they're humming on offense. Defense has been pretty stout, forcing turnovers, opportunistic. Like they're almost in like don't have somebody out there
Yeah.
screwing it up.
I mean,
And while
that's
A.D.
it.
Mitchell has incredible potential, like we saw on that pass before he
so
fumbled it last
frustrating.
week, you might just want to avoid the mistakes and have Ashton Doolin steal those snaps.
It's so frustrating because you watch him and he is such an athletic specimen. Like, he could be an incredible receiver because of the physical gifts that he has. And yet, throughout his college career into the NFL, he just does weird stuff. Like, his college tape, you're watching it, you're like, I don't recognize these as routes. Like, I don't know what this is. I honestly don't know what he's running here. It's weird. Is this a Texas thing? Is this an A.D. Mitchell thing? Like, this doesn't fit on a route tree anywhere, what he's doing. And then you get to the NFL, and for some reason, he does appear to be at the source, if not obviously at fault, for so many of these weird plays. And it's like, at some point, you just say, we just can't have those in the offense. Like, it doesn't even matter if you're, an incredibly physically gifted receiver, because we can't trust that you're not going to be at the source of a big screw-up somewhere.
So another impressive game for the Colts. They blocked the punt, they got the turnovers, but they took advantage of them. Jonathan Taylor with the 3 touchdowns.
Multiple specialists injured in this game. There was the blocked
punt.
Oh,
yeah, they didn't have a kicker the whole time.
Blocked punt wrecked the punter in the process, which honestly I'm surprised doesn't happen more, where the dude just like whilst kicking the football, the kick is blocked and he ends up burying his leg into a defender. And it's like, that does feel like it would snap some things.
Instant injury.
And then the similar thing happened for the Colts, where their kicker barreled into his leg after he kicked, and that seemed to put him out as well. So injuries to multiple specialists.
So the AFC South, we've got the Jags tonight. They're 3-1. If they win, they'll stick with the Colts, but it's the Chiefs. Tough one. Texans getting back on track to move to 2-3 with their 2 straight wins. AFC South's going to be pretty nice little battle here, but the Colts look like the best all-around team here through 5 weeks.
And the Titans starting their win streak.
Plus the Titans, I can't wait.
Win streak of 1.
Can't wait to break down that game.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video.
Check the Mic is live every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a thing.
And the all-knowing algorithm is convinced you'll also like these videos, and who are we to argue?